Welcome back to the Megacast. I'm Tyler Keefe here in our studios in West Bloomfield Township. Although we're broadcasting all throughout the Great Lakes State on many different outlets, you can learn more information by visiting our website at civiccentertv.com/megacast. Joining us now from the Detroit Historical Museum is their Manager of Education and Public Programs, Kimmy Dobos Wolfe, joining us on the Megacast. Kimmy, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me.
And it's our pleasure. So right now you got a lot of programming, as always, that's going on down at the Historical Museum, but you got some special holiday programs, particularly the special Hudsons Exhibit. Tell us a little bit about some of that holiday programming and the Hudsons Exhibit.
So the Hudsons Exhibit is actually such an exciting time for us. We have 11 vignettes around the entire museum. So anybody who comes to the museum can get an experience and a little bit of a taste of some of the memories that they might have from going through Hudson's as a child. And we have some really great programming. Every single Sunday is a free admission for anyone who wants to join us at the museum. We have tours of the exhibit. We have free gift wrapping. We have, musical performances. This Sunday we have a trio that's coming. We have videos showing. Everything is just so exciting, and it's a great family event. So if you have people in town, or if you're off work and have some time to join us, we'd love to have you at the museum.
So when people go to the museum and they see this exhibit, or other current holiday exhibits right now, what's been the reaction so far to them? What's been the response that your team at the Historical Museum's received?
So many people are really excited to just relive those memories that they have, honestly. So I've talked to people who used to work at Hudson's. I've talked to people who remember going there as a child and seeing all of the wonderful Christmas displays. And, the fact that all of the exhibits are kind of spread throughout the museum, it's almost similar to being in Hudson's, where every single floor has something that's a little bit different for you to experience. So people are really going down memory lane and enjoying it a lot.
We're joined by Kimmy Dobos Wolfe. She is the Manager of Education and Public Programs at the Detroit Historical Museum, joining us today on the Megacast. And on display as part of the Hudsons Exhibit are 11 different pop-ups throughout the museum, which sounds like you need to be looking at every single turn. Tell us about what some of these pop-ups are, and what are some of the cool things from Hudson's that people will be able to see all throughout the Historical Museum during this exhibit.
Well, absolutely. So in our collection, we have some really nice things that we got from Hudson's, from the building. But we've also had some items that we put on display from a collector named Mike Hauser. And, we have a display with Santa bears and the delivery truck that used to go and, take gifts and things to people's houses around Detroit. We have a little lunchette. So people who are very fond of the Maurice salad, or, the popovers, those are very, kind of Hudson's famous. They can kind of relive, that dining experience that they once had. And we also have recipe cards for both of those items that we're giving out as part of the exhibit. So there's something for everyone to see. It's something that, as it's a family event and a family exhibit, even the little ones who have never experienced Hudson's can still find something that's really exciting for them that they can kind of share with their families.
So Dan Gilbert is currently constructing a new building on the old Hudson's department store site. Do you know if there are any plans right now from Dan Gilbert and his team to pay tribute to the historical Hudson's department store on that location?
I'm actually not sure if that's something that is part of the plan. I know that, Dan Gilbert is, has definitely revitalized some of the things that, and sparked some of those memories that we have in Detroit and some of that history. So, I wouldn't say it's definitely off the table, but I'm not entirely sure what the plan is for that.
We're joined by Kimmy Dobos Wolfe. She is the Manager of Education and Public Programs at the Detroit Historical Museum, joining us today on the Megacast. And one thing that's really cool that's been going on down at the Historical Museum are free Sundays. What are free Sundays about, and what can visitors see at the museum during free Sundays? How long is that going to be going on?
Sure. So free Sundays are happening every Sunday the month of December. You can come in, or we would love it if you could pre-register too, just so we can kind of plan for how many people are coming in for the day. But they're every single Sunday. We're open from 1 to 5 p.m. And, we're going to be having tours of the exhibit, of the Hudson's Holiday Exhibit. We're going to be having music. So this weekend there's a trio that's going to be performing. We're going to have some kind of little Christmassy films that will be happening. There's a history hunt for the kids, so they can kind of find some little hidden clues around the museum and in the exhibit. So it's a really family-friendly program, and we hope to see everybody there.
We're joined by Kimmy Dobos Wolfe. She's the manager of education and public programs at the Detroit Historical Museum, joining us today on the Megacast. In terms of the Hudson's Department Store exhibit, how long will that be? Will that be on display at the Historical Museum?
Yeah, so it'll be on display through the new year into, I believe, January 2nd is the close date. So you have all December to come visit it. So even on the days that we're not offering the free Sundays, we'll still be open the week between the week right before New Year's Eve. So we'll be open the 27th through the 30th, and people can come down and see it then too.
We're joined by Kimmy Dobos Wolfe of the Detroit Historical Museum, joining us today on the Megacast. And so still plenty of time left in the year, and lots of programs currently ongoing. Anything else that is currently scheduled, or other events that are upcoming at the Detroit Historical Museum throughout the end of this year?
Absolutely. So right now we have a special exhibit that's from the Mint Guild that is featuring artists from some of the schools in the Detroit Public School District. So we have some student art on display, and that will actually, once the exhibit is done at the end of this month, those pieces of art will be going to other nonprofits around the city. So, and it's the first time that this exhibit has been hosted at a Detroit museum. So we're very fortunate to have that. There's also a Boomtown exhibit that focuses on the 1920s in Detroit and some of the people that aren't as famous in the city, but also had such a huge impact on all of the things that were happening during that time. There's a Fisher Body exhibit that explores some of the really cool designs that came out of Fisher Body, and a really beautiful carriage that a lot of people really have been enjoying. And then we also have a beer exhibit that examines all of the brewing history of Detroit, and features a lot of brewers that a lot of people are probably familiar with today.
Yeah. We're joined by Kimmy Dobos Wolfe on the Megacast. She is the manager of education and public programs at the Detroit Historical Museum. And so as people are doing their holiday shopping, they're going to a number of different stores, they're shopping online, trying to find those perfect gifts, and those really interesting gifts for their loved ones. But not a lot of people think about doing some holiday shopping at a historical museum's gift shop. What are some interesting gifts that people can pick up at the Detroit Historical Museum?
Well, in line with our Hudson's exhibit, we do have an ornament of the Hudson's building, which is really fantastic. And we have a couple other historic buildings. We're doing one every single year. So this year, the Hudson's building is our ornament. And we also have some Detroit Bad Boys merchandise that can only be purchased at our store. And we also have some really fantastic, representation of some of the really great Detroit businesses like Stroh's, Verner's. We have a Fisher Body thing too, and also lots of kind of like treats and food that is really unique to the area. And if you have someone in your life who, really loves Detroit, we have great merchandise for them. And also, if you're not available to come to the museum and purchase these things, we do have a store online, and you can purchase them online.
We're joined by Kimmy Dobos Wolfe. She is the manager of education and public programs at the Detroit Historical Museum, with us on the Megacast. Kimmy, just another couple minutes with you before we'll say goodbye today. Anything else that would be interesting for our audience to know about what's coming up or what's ongoing at the Historical Museum, or other things that we haven't discussed today that you'd like to talk about?
Absolutely. So we are, going into the new year, we're going to be offering a lot of really great tours around the city. We're going to have a lot of really great virtual events that explore a lot of the different historic sites around Detroit. So, keep your eyes out. In January, we're going to be announcing some of those new tours and programs that we're going to be hosting. We have another exhibit coming up about shipbuilding that will be happening at our other museum, the Dawson Great Lakes Museum over on Belle Isle. So, please check those out. The Dawson will also be open during the week right before New Year's. So, if you're interested in over in that side of town, we'd love to see you. The Dawson is also a free museum. So we'd love to see people over there as well.
Well, Kimmy, we thank you very much for joining us today, talking about, of course, the very interesting Hudson's exhibit down at the Historical Museum and other ongoing programs there as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much.